Mwasiba muta abarozi baita barungi ba Elkem TV and of course amabara na iraka Urban Brown enyuma microphones enyuma screens kuba antukuikiawo enteka nzaito emanyire nka Use Connect kyotena kubano yebwa it's always kiba kya mukaga every single Saturday tubantu kuikiawo enteka nze emanyire nka Use Connect enteka nzaito emanyire nka Use Connect and of course tubane ensonga nyingi zituleta on table kuba tu discussing obuni sharinga hamo naiwe nuko tusobole kuba it's all based on empowering the youth kurambo abayusi twali batira hamo obundi twasikanga na you understand so nkaba used to in the challenges nyingi to facing ankabantu so this platform is actually to see that we empower each other. So meanwhile on the show lero biribiro byokwezi mwenda omwezi gwa December omwaka 2023 tugeze biro bitito muno and of course kubantu genda mu biro bikuru bya Christmas tukura ibiro nka 16 byonka tusobole kubantu genda mu mazarwa ga Yesu Kristo. Meanwhile anteka nzaiti ya lero entitled the Use Connect twino mutogwa itu gugamba twin how do we keep the youth productive in the community during this long holiday. Tumaze itwena tukimanyambu holiday yondaira kandi abana obundi abagenzi baita abayuzi musobere kuba nibagaruka mu byaro obundi mu community zaid. So tukwenda kurora kiro kya lero omulingo kikusoba kuba ntube empoweringa kurambu twali batira hamo bundi tiba facing challenges abana babagarukire mu communities abawo challenges nyingi zibasobora kuba nibe encounting obundi ziba facing. So meanwhile today on my table tinjinye nkansobere kuba ndi batana bagenzi bange nyinaho Aka Arnold on my extreme left kandi nakungarukaho ali female youth counselor district yaitu ya Masindi na wetu ina home studios ekiro kya lero kuba ntunyumya amutwe ogwo gwenyino gumanyirwe nka tugenda kiki tugenda kuba kiki na kuba nikikolebwa kurambu aba youth mu community okuba ikarabaina kiba kwekolera kwerinda okusisikara. Meanwhile antaka genzere haramuno mbensaba musobole kuba munyikiriza I introduce my guest and then we proceed with the show. Michael MC Aka Arnold, I implore you to greet the viewers and then we proceed with the show.
All right, thank you, our dear viewers of Elkem Television. As he has told you, I'm Aka Arnold and Muntekaniza Use Connect everything on Saturday okuruga ziba saa 11 mpaka saa 12 and Muntekaniza no ekiro kya lero ngera abana bawumwire. I think we decided to come up with this topic and how these youth can be productive on this long holiday.
And of course mulinga kugambire Aka Arnold mbu tugenda kuba ntrura amutwe gwenyino gugasobere kuba nakusobora tukozere tutakurangwa abayusi baikara bali baina kibakwekulira mu communities kusinga kuikara mu kusobwire and of course bakabani be encountering dangers. No, it's a festive season kandi ebintu ebingi bisobora kuba nibijamo mu kasumikano kenyini. Aka Arnold,
yes.
Mbere ni saba okwasa microphone omugenyi waitu nsobole kuba naramukya aba viewers bakutrura.
Otyo muno moderator amabara Ninyowe Ayebala Evelyn Akiki Nyakabyasi, the district female youth councillor, Masindi District Council. Otherwise, I'm glad kuba nyamara keno TV eno kuba simenywe na abaloho abatere mu data yanyu kujja kuturora no kuteraniza emito niko turore oweminyeto as Aikairata Muhumura no Raira as they have introduced the topic. So I urge you to stay around and tune on. Niko muhole ntanda itubaleteire mwebale muno.
Once again, our viewers of Elkem TV, a very good evening. As we have told you that this show is called the Youth Connect, where it's actually based on empowering the youth. And on the show today, I'm not alone. On my extreme left is Michael MC, and our guest has already introduced herself to you guys. And all I implore is that what you need not to forget is that this show is proudly sponsored by Kabalega Resort. And they're telling us that for better accommodations, they have swimming pools, they have bars. For the ones that would like to actually enjoy a leisure time, I think you can simply pass at Kabalega Resort. It's located few kilometers from Masindi town. you have your best moment around there. And the others are like we have Beckham Enterprise Uganda. They are telling us that I've gotten all the materials of constructing. You want to construct a very strong house, you can simply reach out to them. They have wheelbarrows, they have iron sheets, and they are located also along Masindi Kampala Highway, opposite Shion Malindi. So you can simply reach out to them and get the best materials for yourself. And meanwhile, I can't also forget our sponsors also. That's St. Lawrence Primary School. Actually, St. Lawrence is telling us that for your child to actually perform better or pass exams, there are the solutions to actually make you that one. So wherever you are, please, I implore you that you simply catch up with those people of St. Lawrence to see that they actually do you the best or give you the best of say that your child comes out in a very, very, very interesting way. Meanwhile, we also have our colleagues, that's Urban Chef Saloon. Urban Chef Saloon is actually located on Masindi Kampala Highway also, and it's neighbored by Action Microfinance and Reham Bayport. So you can simply reach out to them for all hairstyles. You want to cut marine, every style, you can simply reach out to them. So without wasting much time, actually just allow me move into a small break, and I will be right back with more big stuff. Just stay tuned, don't move away.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Dear customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating a person's muscles and other soft tissue in order to improve their well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at an affordable price.
Our beautiful viewers of Welcome TV, once again, you're welcome back from that short commercial break. And as we told you that we are already in the house, and we're going to be sharing with you about the show. Actually, is called the Youth Connect, where we the show is actually based on empowering the youth. And maybe what I can tell you is that today in the house I have the human youth. The woman, a youth counselor, is already in the house with us, and we're going to be looking at that topic that is called how do we actually keep the youth productive within this long period, actually this long holiday. We are all aware that actually the holiday is very long. All the students, the youth are in the community, and today we want to look at how do we keep them productive in these communities to avoid them from actually exposing themselves to dangers. Meanwhile, briefly, I am going to start with Aka Arnold. Today we, as I've already talked about our topic, we are actually wanting to look on how we can keep the youth productive in this longer holiday. Yes. What is your take, or what's your say towards this? How do you feel, or which message would you have for these people that are in the community today, the youth?
Actually, I first want to thank the community for welcoming them back, and I think we should handle these people back here in our community. We take them like how they are, because they are very stubborn.
Yes, I understand. Yeah. Yes, very stubborn indeed.
Yes. So we have to handle them with a lot of care. Yes.
And actually, it's very true that since these people have come back in the community, we expect a number of things that are actually going to wave. It's a festive season, and being a festive season, we actually expect a lot of events. We expect a lot of disasters that will happen. So meanwhile, it's so important for our viewers or our parents out there that have those students or those young youths to see that at least you do the best to endeavor that their life is actually saved. You know, these guys, when they come into the community, they feel like everything at the ass has ended. You know, they feel like they are freed from prison. You know, when these people at school, Aka Arnold, there is where they feel like they're in prison. But when they come back to community, they feel like they are freed. So my message to the viewers of Welcome TV is like, if you have any student, please try your best to see that next year this student, actually your son or your daughter, goes back to school.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So Aka Arnold,
yes,
we have a guest in the house, and she's the human use counselor.
Yeah, Evelyn.
Yes. Female use counselor. Oh, I'm sorry. So may I talk to Evelyn? Evelyn.
Yes,
once again, you're welcome to the show, and
thank you.
As Welcome TV, we are actually so delighted to have you in the house, and being a human, is it? Female youth counselor. We actually been seeing that the students are now back in the communities, and like the female youth counselor. I'm so sure that you also passed some of these stages, or actually these difficulties, whereby you come from school, and when you come in the community, you feel like you're out of prison. So actually, what is your message for these people that are in the community today?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. First of all, I also thank the parents and the community for welcoming them back, and thanks for paying school fees. You know, though it's obvious that they have to pay, but also it takes a lot of efforts to see that your child is at school. So parents, thanks for paying school fees. Now we've been paying school fees, and our children are back. How do we keep them for all this long holiday?
That is very important, yes.
Yeah. First of all, parents, more especially we African parents, we tend to be so rude with our children. We tend to be so tough. This time around, those things are no longer working. We need to be friendly to our children. We talk with them. We tell them the truth.
Excuse me, maybe before you proceed, Madam Evelyn, there is a scenario whereby when a parent is very calm and cool, and then these students or the children misunderstand
takes it for granted.
Instead they do vice versa.
That thing starts right away from childhood. When you groom your child when you're very tough, and then become calm at 15 years, then it may not work. You have to get a problem or a challenge. It could be so embarrassing for a child to go and address such a challenge to a neighbor or just to a friend, then sends you, "Dad, go and tell Dad, I'm this and this, I'm pregnant, I'm what." That is so embarrassing for a child not to be free with you and tells a neighbor. That's why I'm saying we need to be friendly.
Evelyn, what I can see, you're very right that these parents should actually look for a way that they freely talk to their children or students. In that there is a scenario whereby a parent is too rude, in that even when there is something or a challenge that your daughter or your son is having, if he has to expose it to you or narrate you the story or what. So it's actually a very beautiful message for the viewers that at least you look for ways how you can handle your children. You sit on table, you discuss with them. It cannot simply help out. You may find that all these kind of early pregnancies may not happen in the future time. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. That was one way. Yes. Then another way of keeping them productive during this long holiday. We parents, we have a lot of things we do. We have businesses, we have farms, we have so many things. So I'm suggesting when you're going to your business, when you're going to your farm, you go with your daughter, go with your son, so that the child can get to know how you hustle, how you get your money, so that even when you go away, the business should not collapse, the farm should not collapse. They will be having where to start, not all the time keeping them like babies.
We get,
Bringing
but
everything on
from
table.
that, it's actually a very good opinion from you, but I see that it may be of an advantage of a good result of to move with your son or your daughter to your business. But there is also a challenge whereby in case these people get exposed to money, it may actually not be good. You know, when somebody now gets exposed to money, you find that now he changes the mind. If it is school now, he will no longer want to go back
Okay.
to school.
If I'm
to
to ask
money.
you a question,
Yes.
why do we always go to school
To study,
to study? After studying, what do we get from there?
advancing our minds.
Of course, advancing, but everything is rotating on money. We are going to school, we advance our minds, we get good jobs, we get good money. So when the business is for a parent and the parent goes with the child, it doesn't mean that this child is getting exposed to money. Maybe the child is the one now in charge of all the money. It's just being groomed and learning how things are always run. And this child, by the way, it's always good this child to know the reason as why she's going to school.
Yes.
If she knows that if she's seeing mommy getting money because she went to school and did her books well, then I think for me it's something like an encouragement. For you, what you're saying is like when you let this child maybe get into money control, gets money, gets a lot of money, maybe for no use, just how can I explain
You
it?
know, today, when we look at this kind of modernity, that is how it have actually drove us into something different. In that, at the moment, a student or a son or a daughter in a home gets access to money, they feel like now enough is enough. Education is not needed as long as I have
And
money.
this one goes back to what I started with,
Yes.
how we groom our children.
It is very true.
So when a parent is a friend to the child, of course, when the child is taken to such a business or to manage something, it's not that he owns the business. It will still be in the full hands of the of the parent. For me, what I dislike is leaving the child to go alone without any supervision. Maybe you take him or her to a factory just to start making money on his own, without the direction of the parent. But this one, when it's under supervision of the parent, this one I have a feeling that it will yield good results.
Okay, so it's like what you're trying to mean is that it's not good for the parents to keep these students or the youth in community seated. They should at least give them something.
They
to
must,
do within this kind of,
they must know that
period.
they
Yes.
hustle for money.
Okay.
Then another thing is, like if you have like guys, like boys and girls. For a girl, if you don't have a business where you can keep them or a farm, you can take her to a salon.
Okay.
She gets to, during that 1 month holiday or 2 months holiday, she gets to know how to plait hair. Then the boy, you can take him to a garage.
Okay, briefly,
Because,
let's first move for a short break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we shall proceed.
Thank
Viewers,
you.
just stay tuned. Don't move on.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Dear customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating a person's muscles and other soft tissue in order to improve their well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at an affordable price.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Dear customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating a person's muscles and other soft tissue in order to well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at an affordable price.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Dear customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating a person's muscles and other soft tissue in order to improve their well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at an affordable price.
Okay, welcome our dear viewers of Welcome TV. Once again, you're welcome back from that short commercial break. Meanwhile, I would like actually to welcome my colleague or inform you that I've been joined with another colleague, that is the male youth counselor, Masindi District, already in the house. Meanwhile, before we proceed with the show, may I employ you, the male youth counselor, to greet the viewers, and then we proceed.
Thank you very much, host. My name is Jackson Mbonerao, the male youth counselor, Masindi Municipality. I want to employ you to be active, watch the viewers outside there, the youth who are part of this show. We are humbled to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson, and actually our viewers of Welcome TV. That's Mr. Jackson that has actually joined us up is the male youth counselor representing us on representing Masindi, representing the youth in Masindi District. Meanwhile, before we actually I get back to you, my sister Evelyn had some opinions that she was trying to put on table or put across. Evelyn.
Yes,
you can simply proceed. You had a number of issues.
Yeah, I was telling you, vis-a-vis going with your child to your working place, you can also give him or her a short course. I was giving examples of taking her to a salon, or taking her to a garage, or taking her to someone who can teach her, for example, a girl to do jewels, even men. Those things are not only for girls.
Yes.
Do jewels. Those are things which someone can do even at home. So you find someone having orders, but not just keeping idle, just there. So that one, it means even when someone gets his or her degree or what, even when you're at a workshop or a business where you can even in your free time do such, and as a side income. All that helping us to keep our children busy, so that they are not tempered with other things, or like peer groups and everything. So that one will keep your child busy and also earning something. You don't need to give the child the pocket money, or you just have to add on what he or she has. You will train our children to learn that they hustle for money. You have to look for it, but also minding about your life. That one is very, very, very important. You have to teach them to mind so much about their lives, and also be self-motivated, and so that they can manage their future. Yeah. Thank you.
And actually, that's very beautiful. And once again, I appreciate our viewers of Elcom TV. I always tell you that go on YouTube, type the word Elcom TV, subscribe, and put on the bell so that you can simply receive all our shows or wherever you're chilling from. I appreciate you one more time for having put your data to watch Elcom TV. It's a very educating show that you don't need to miss out. It's always the Youth Connect. Meanwhile, my sister Evelyn, the female youth counselor, has had a couple of actually opinions that can actually help the youth that are in the community. You are a parent, you're live actually tuned on Elcom TV currently or right now as viewing us. She have given us some of the ways how we can keep these youth productive in the communities. Meanwhile, away from there, let me move to Mr. Jackson, the male youth counselor. So actually, before you came in, our topic of discussion today, we are trying to look at how do we keep the youth productive in the community within this long holiday. We all know that we all aware that the holiday is long. And it's of around 2 months. And this is a very long period for the students. And we expect a lot of disasters. It's a festive season. Meanwhile, what is your opinion or what's your say? What should these parents or the guardians that are having the students at home do to see that these people keep active in the community to avoid these kind of dangers that may come about?
Thank you very much, dear host. I want to talk out of experience. You know, I'm one of the youth who have grown up from a poor background, but at least I want to appreciate my parents that they made me so active and productive, and actually this is what has mentored me to be where I am at my youth age. Actually, this is what we call a youthful age, when it is useful and when you're still a youth. My dad happens to have been a civil engineer, and I have my uncles that are civil engineers. But much of my time I would spend it with my uncle. Much of my time I spent it with my uncle, not with my dad. Whenever we would get in such a holiday, I remember me learning, my first real work that I learned was civil-based. I learned how to build bricklaying and concrete practice. And I learned this one, I think I was in my senior 3 holiday. This is when I mastered it to the top. They would send me with my uncle during holidays. Every holiday I go in with my uncle. He takes me on site, I begin pottery work. From there I went on holding and learning equipping skills. Not until in my senior 3 third term holiday, I got full skills of building. However, when I remember it was my senior 6 vacation, my senior 6 vacation, they took me and sent me to Kinyara Sugar Factory. In Kinyara Sugar Factory, they deployed me in all departments, such that I would make a choice of my future on my own. I think my parents realized this is the time when I'm supposed to make a decision of where I'm supposed to be. Besides me being mentored in the civil works, they sent me in all engineering departments, such that I could make a choice of my own. And from there it is when I chose to be an electrician, and as I talk to them, an electrical engineer who is well certified. Meaning, parents home there, they have a role to play with this time given. Children must be exposed. They must give them some kind of freedom. If you know you're a parent who is working in an office that restricts other persons from coming around, can you get this child sent to the aunt who is working maybe in a hotel? You can't believe it. I was thinking through myself and saying, I think a good family that you find when it is clean, when a woman is with a high level of organization, this woman must be a woman who once worked in a hotel, in restaurants. You see in restaurants, those bosses will say, why is this one that, why is this one like this? Organize things here. You can't leave things like this, you know. Let's put these youth into such engagements, let the child move and get that kind of exposure. You know, parent, it might be hard for you to back. Why is this one like this? You know, these days there is a way parents are always pampering the children.
Yes,
but
yes,
can
yes.
you let this child go for exposure? When you let her or he go for exposure, I want to assure you that this is going to be a very productive youth. You see, being productive doesn't necessarily mean financially. There is what we call a socio-economic achievement.
Yes,
A
yes.
child will understand the social ways of living. Tomorrow you will find that you don't need even to tell your child to wash utensils, because you just
She
gave her
already knows.
freedom to go and be engaged in hotel, restaurant stuff. From there, she has learned things are not supposed to remain dirty. She has learned things are supposed to be organized. Everything is supposed to be placed in order. You must cook, you must fry this in this format. This kind of exposure in this kind of period.
So, Mr. Jackson, actually, it's a very beautiful opinion that you have actually tried to put across. Maybe I would like to know, you've talked of these parents sending their children to the aunties. Is it not actually so risky, or like risking the life of your daughter or your son?
Do you know what? I'm always a believer. I believe in the Bible. Sometimes, if you want to protect so much, you may end up losing.
It is true.
If you decide to overprotect, you may end up losing. But when you decide to lose, you may end up being protective. You get? And the more you keep a child close to you, this is what we used to talk as youth while in school, that if the parent is overprotective on someone, if it is a lady, it will be just one chance, one knock, and the lady will be off-road pregnant.
Very true.
But
Actually,
when you
this one moves me back to the point of my sister Evelyn. That is why she said that these parents should actually have a way of getting onto the table. They discuss with their children. I think there is a way it can help.
Very
Back
important.
to your point, there is a way it can help.
Very,
Yes,
very
those kind of
important.
dangers. No, I'm so sure that when you talk to your son or daughter and you try to guide her on this kind of challenges that he or she may encounter, I'm so sure that everything can actually move on.
I want to assure you, the more you bring your child close and so interactive, is the more the child will be open to you.
I get the
Is
point.
more the child will ask something that you will also get shocked and say, kumbe this child knew about this.
That's true.
Because some parents try to talk to these children, but at the end of the day, they try to hide around some issues. But I want to tell you, the more you interact, is the more you find it so easy for you to even tell your child, you know, this is good and this is bad. And once you tempt this in this format, you're off track. Which is not common today with our parents.
It is true.
Our parents today, the only thing they feel they can tell a child, you go to school, learn well, study, you pass. But have you paved the way after the child passing? What happens next? Have you paved the way in case the child met an obstacle during the study course? How does he or she overcome it? A boy will come convince the child. Like the other, you see, when I was in my senior 6 VAC, I used to teach some students as a source of earning. There is one that I used to take like my own child. I told her, you know, in this Uganda of today or in this world of today, you get pregnant at your own will.
True.
I was telling her, she told me, how possible could that be? I told her, you see, they are what we call emergency pills. They may rape you. I'm not saying that you're going to
They
begin
shouldn't be
using,
exposed,
but
yes.
they may rape you. From here you may be raped. And that person will not be wearing a protective condom.
Yes.
But there is a way of overcoming this. And she was like, how? I told her the emergency pills, these ones are supposed to be taken either before or immediately after, but not exceeding 72 hours. And she was sure. I told her yes. Now this same lady, at a given time she conceived. I asked her, hope it was your will, because I had told you. She told me, no, it wasn't my will. I told her why. Yet I had shared this with you. She told me I feared to approach you and I didn't know much about this pill. Are you getting it?
Yes, I get the point.
You can see where the gap was. Now, had this child had an effective communication with the parents,
yes.
she would tell mom, you know, this happened yesterday, but I feel I may not be safe. And I once had such information.
It is true.
Can we please? Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But the
which
parent
is,
of
which
today-
which is difficult actually to
The
disclose
parent,
to.
no, it is possible. It is only possible if there has been an effective free communication.
It is true. It
A
is
communication which doesn't welcome arrogance
Arrogance,
before
yeah.
understanding the whole issue. You get it?
Yes.
But a parent of today, who told you? You are starting those.
Actually, that's the problem we have.
If a mere cup will fall down and moreover a plastic cup and the parent will blast like as a bomb, how about when you talk such a thing?
It is true.
Parents of today will begin, you're spoiling my money, I'm putting in, your dad neglected us, what, and at the end of the day, you make noise and gain less.
It is
So
very
parents outside there are supposed to ensure there is continuous and effective communication. Can we feel free with our own children?
It is true.
You see, this is what whites beat us with. You will find a white mother with a daughter or a son when they are like brothers and sisters.
It is true.
Who are free to share it anytime when, you know.
Yes.
This is what is supposed to happen here.
Okay. Actually, that's a very beautiful opinion. Our viewers of Welcome TV is by the names of Jackson and is the male youth councillor representing the youth at the district, that's Masindi district. Meanwhile, they have had a couple of issues and actually a couple of opinions that I've actually put across for our parents that are watching Welcome TV, and you are the students or our fellow youth that are live today watching Welcome TV. You can put these these opinions into consideration to avoid those kind of mistakes that actually may spoil your future, because I'm so sure that the moment you become pregnant at an early age, just know that your future is gone. Even when you go back at school after getting the pregnancy or after giving birth, you will not look like the rest, you know, you'll be discriminated. Meanwhile, this is the right time that we have to keep this, put these opinions that we have shared today on Welcome TV into consideration to endeavor that everything comes and actually in the right time. Meanwhile, let's just move into a short break, and when we come back, we have also another episode to share. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Dear customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating muscles and other soft tissue in order to improve their well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at a price.
A very good evening once again, our viewers of Welcome TV. We'll be back from that short commercial break, and actually that is it for the youth that our colleagues in the house, Evelyn, the female youth counselor, and the male youth counselor, that's Jackson, have tried to actually put across. Meanwhile, I won't forget to remind you that into this second episode we have that kind. We want to create awareness that on the 14th day of this beautiful month, we have the youth celebrations in the that will be at Boma Grounds, Masindi. Meanwhile, these are two this gentleman and my fellow sister or my sister, they're in the house to actually try and highlight us on that beautiful day, how the day will be, and what should we expect out of that beautiful day. Meanwhile, I'll start with Evelyn.
Yes, please.
Evelyn, once again, you're welcome to the show.
Thank
And,
you.
Away from the youth productivity, we now move to the Youth Day that will take place on 14th of this beautiful month. You know, we have a couple of things that will be happening this beautiful month, and it's when we expect even the birth of Jesus Christ. That will be on 25th. Meanwhile, so as we going to celebrate our day in this beautiful month, first talk about the day. What is actually, why did you come out with December?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator.
Yes.
It's not that it was a must to say December, it's when we are celebrating.
Yes.
When I take you back, when the country is celebrating national days or international days, they are always done unanimously by the whole country. Then districts are always asked to commemorate and celebrate those days on their own convenient time. So our convenient time was December as Masindi, in which that it's this financial year we've not gone astray. So there is nothing like any special thing about December, but it's just because it's the time which was convenient for us, and we've always celebrated it. Youth always come together and we celebrate it. So as we've told you, the celebrations are going to be hosted by Masindi Municipality in Boma Ground under the theme Accelerating Recovery from COVID-19 and full implementation of the 2030 agenda. That was an international theme. So the whole country is looking at that theme the whole of this financial year. The youth may not be knowing what is 2030 agenda, what is that? So someone from outside there could be asking him or herself, what is the 2030 agenda? I would want to highlight few things which are in this agenda. But this agenda is not only for Uganda, it's a global agenda. Countries, members of states always sit and come out with things which will favor the youth, looking at the next generation, how the next generation will take on. So we need to be prepared.
That is in 2030.
This agenda is looking at that by 2030, at least what I'm going to talk about must be achieved. One of them is end poverty and hunger. I think the government of Uganda has looked at this through PDM, YLP, WEP. We are seeing Operation Wealth Creation. We are saying that youth have money in the banks, can get loans, the Youth Capital Venture Fund in Centenary. We are seeing the youth loans in Equity. They are very favorable for the youth. So all those things we are seeing happening, they're happening because of the first principle of end poverty and hunger, which will make us achieve the 2030 agenda. So another thing is, by that time, we must have realized all human rights at all, that by that time our prayer and that 2030's gender prayer is by that time no rights of any person will be infringed on, that everyone will be knowing his or her rights. We shall not be seeing people fighting, people will be taking their children to school, people will be having everything in the hospital, the right to education, right to food, right to everything. So that's what we want to see in 20.
This is one of the criteria that like the government of Uganda has put in place to see that they reach that goal. In summary, another one is realizing gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. That a man and a woman, they should be at the same level. Like what a woman can do, a man can also do it. It's not that like the way we could say those days, the men are the ones who can only construct, men are the only ones who can do welding, which is now not the case at this time. We are seeing ladies driving, we are seeing ladies doing welding, we are seeing ladies in agriculture and everywhere, meaning that we are like now trying to move at the same
pace, which is our dream to achieve by 2030. Another one is to ensure the lasting protection of the planet and its natural resources. That's why you're seeing now so many organizations have come up to say that we conserve our environment.
Yes.
We have to be safe. You remember what the green nature does in our lives, the air we breathe in, and everything, the beautiful nature, we still need it by 2030. So we want by 2030, the global is saying that the whole world must be green when we have a very good atmosphere to breathe in. So in summary, that's what is embedded in 2030 agenda. So when we see accelerating recovery from COVID-19
yes,
and full implementation of 2030 agenda, that's what we mean. COVID-19, that one I will not explain. Everyone knows that and knows what happened during COVID-19. So we are trying to recover from that by achieving 2030 agenda, and no one should be left behind. That's why the youth of Masindi, we are calling upon them on 14th next week to come and we celebrate and also share ideas. By the way, on this day is the day we always meet. We meet different people, we share opportunities, we do exhibitions like what I was talking about, what the youth can do during holidays. We want to show them samples, and there are so many things to learn during this day. Thank you.
So that's a very beautiful from my sister Evelyn. Actually, she have gave us a couple of things that will actually take place on that very day. So my dear viewer, wherever you're watching from, just know that on 14th day, that will be next week, come and join us. We party together, we learn and enjoy as well. Meanwhile, Arnold, you've had Evelyn's opinion. She have had a lot of things, and what is your say about the Youth Day?
For the Youth Day, I think this is a good event to organize in December. Because most of the students,
they are back from school.
Yeah, they are back.
So we expected the population to be somehow huge.
And I want to call upon, even if they are not youth, I think they can come. I think it will be
actually, you know, when these people come along, I'm so sure that they can guide where you look like the youth are going
they can run on the way how to
it is true. It is true. Yeah. So, any other word, Arnold? No. Do you still have the word?
One thing else that I can say, his Jackson, he was talking about teaching these people, the youth, who are just back from school, on what they can do during this holiday. It's a long holiday. Some will go to villages, some are going in up towns there.
Maybe what I can say is that everything of learning about what the youths are going to do, what I implore them to come and join us on the 14th day, so that let's embed. I'm so sure that everything, all the content is embedded on the 14th day. So meanwhile, let's just call upon everyone that is watching Elcom TV and wherever come along this this episode. We implore you to come and join us. It's a call for the youth to come and we actually unite. Meanwhile, let me first talk to the male youth counselor. She has talked of a couple of things, and whereby she has said as a government they have a target. She actually said it's globally, all the world. Like I'm so sure that most of the countries in the world, when she talk about globally, they actually have a goal that's in 2030. Meanwhile, like you, actually, when we move back to our culture, there are some things that these people are trying to bring in, actually adopt from the outside country, like something that should be is supposed to be done by a man. A lady can also do what? Do it. Don't you say that there is a way that it will try to do or demean or reduce our superiority like men?
I want to say it is only he who doesn't know the power of development that feels that it will bring the superiority down. However, somebody that I came, picked you from your place and an agreement of two people, I think it has nothing to do with, because in an environment where people at campus, both of them studying, which used not to happen.
It is true.
From there, we pick ourselves, we go home. I think we are already used to the system. However, I want to talk about something
Yes.
in a bid to fulfill the 2030 target.
The target, yes.
Also on beginning from Monday, we are calling it a Youth Day Celebration Week, Masindi District. And in a bid to achieve the target by 2030, we have a lot of activity put in place to fulfill. You see, we cannot say want to fulfill when we are just seated. And among many, we have got tree planting. We have already secured 1,000 trees.
So you're like telling us that on that day there will be tree planting?
In this week, because you can't plant all of them within just a day.
Okay, so you're like the youth should come and join
From
you?
Monday, youth must join us. We are going to be in the youth week planting these trees in a different institutions.
Institutions. So you're targeting institutions like schools?
Schools, hospitals. Actually, we are targeting places which have people that can maintain these trees. We don't want them to dry up.
There may be public entities like hospitals and whatever. So I'm so sure that these people have the capacity.
Exactly, that is where we are going.
Okay.
Schools, hospitals. If Elkem Media, the offices, you also have space where we can plant. We assure you we have trees that we can bring around and plant. In this week, you see, in a bid to fight poverty and hunger, you see poverty is fought in different ways. There is enhancing the source of earning, and we have got youth that are earning through talents. So on that day, we are going to have a platform for youth that are ready and with talents, irrespective of where they come from.
So they should expect a lot of things to
a
happen
lot
on
of
that
things
day.
are going to happen on that day, comedies, and actually it is going to be too massive on that day. All that I want to say is youth must turn up on that day as we commemorate. And there are those who are doing businesses. Like me, when I was leaving campus, I managed to make an amplifier. I made an amplifier. On such a day, I can personally decide to show people how I can make an amplifier minus the other one which comes from outside. And there is another skill that I'm trying to develop. I'm trying to develop a gadget personally that is auto clap on off switch. That when you enter a house, you clap, the switch goes on, you clap, the light goes
That's a very
off.
beautiful
So
investment.
people who have such kind of things, they can come up for exhibition, because this is a day for us to show our
It is very
capacities.
true.
You see, they say we take a bigger percentage in the productive
is very
sector.
true.
Therefore, we must come and show our capacities. The other time I was talking with one, I told him, please, you deal in Star Times. Can you bring at least 2 pieces? You show people that this is what I deal in. If you have crafts, can you come and show people that me, I do crafts? We want to see youth who are productive, so much engaged. And even those who are not yet productive, we want them to come. You see, they can learn from seeing. When you exposed, you see, I can also make this.
It is true.
When they go back home. By the way, you have seen people who are making these balls that we used to play those days.
Yes.
And you find a ball made from banana fiber. Somebody selling it 10,000.
It is true.
If a youth came and saw such, he can go back and make 100 and bring and say, these ones, I'm sure I will be getting my small money. Slowly by
So
slowly.
it's all about keeping.
Yes,
Use
let
of
the youth
business.
come, be exposed, they go and be creative.
Okay.
I so much believe in creativity.
Yeah, that's
Had it not been so, I wouldn't be so much in my research of doing the auto clap on-off switch. Otherwise, I want to employ all the youth within and outside, because we are writing letters to Chiriandongo, we are inviting youth from Hoima, we want them to come and see how massive it is going to be. There is football. We are going to have football on that day. And you see there are people who are earning heavily in football.
It is true.
Through talent. That is talent.
So we should also expect football.
Football is going to be there. With that one, we are assuring you. But we shall begin with a band in the morning. We move around town. We show people that we are really youthful.
Okay. I think that's so very good. And actually, they have talked about a number of things that will actually happen on that day. We are still actually making the call for the youth on that day. Simply don't miss out. Whoever's gotten something that you want actually to exhibit or to showcase, show people that have actually, you've gotten a talent, come and shout your talent. You never know, maybe this could be your start of your future. Meanwhile, briefly, as time is against us, I want you to talk about the food. You know, when people come along, is there something, any dish for them?
Hi. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You see, when you're dealing with youth, the first thing that you must think about is food. With the youth, I don't want to exclude myself. Personally, if you call me and there is no food, the chances of me spending there even an hour are very limited. But I want to assure the youth outside there, food is there and not for paying. Food and drinks, those ones we are catering for under the small budget.
How far currently is the stand of the contributions? Because we
I want to
expect
say
a number of people to turn up and support this youth
yes,
day.
I want to say, actually, I want to begin by thanking the business community of Masindi, the political team of Masindi, but also the technical persons of Masindi. They have greatly supported us. The budget is being supported, and really, we are expecting just a success. We are just actually waiting for the day to have the youth eat, drink, and park.
That is actually so beautiful. And one more time, as Elcom TV or as Urban Brown, the Youth Connect show, I also want to appreciate the people that have contributed to that today. Thanks very much for actually supporting the youth, and I'm so sure that they know that we are the generation of tomorrow. You know, they can't fail to support us. Yeah. So Arnold, you look to be having remarks.
All right, thank you, Urban Brown here, and I think time is getting against us. I don't think that I have much to say on this because actually a lot has been said, and I think let's be there and support this event.
It is fine, and just say your last words, and then
I want to thank everyone.
no, maybe before we get there, let's first move into a short break, and then we return back.
Welcome to Urban Massage Parlor and Spa. Customers, we are now open.
Massage is the practice of kneading or manipulating a person's muscles and other soft tissue in order to improve their well-being or health. It is a form of manual therapy that includes holding, moving, and applying pressure to the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And at Urban Massage Parlor, we do this at an affordable price.
Once again, our viewers of Welcome TV will be back from that short commercial break, as actually we're crowning down the show. Let me first take you through the comments from the viewers. Actually, Baneke Alpha, actually, thanks for the message. You said we should engage them in work in case you have a business. Let them be part of its garden. Let them go and dig. Meanwhile, as thanks for the message, and actually I'm so sure that the viewers have actually gotten the message. We have Isma, thanks for the message. That's my man. That's beautiful. Thanks for appreciating, and thanks for staying tuned on Welcome TV. I have Shifa, she have said, well done, guys. Thanks for appreciating Shifa and for being part of the show. We also have Kulsum Namtevi. I am late, so sorry about that. But actually, we appreciate you for also being part of the show. Hey, everyone. We actually, that has been Kulsum as an add-on. We appreciate everyone that has actually commented and kept on Elkem TV. Meanwhile, as we're running down the show, my co-MC, I implore you to actually have your last word for the viewers. We see the way we can exit from here.
All right, thank you so much, Urban Brown. And I'm Ak Arnold. Thank you guys for staying tuned on Elkem TV, and keep sharing the links to those fellow youths so that they get into touch with the Youth Connect. Every single Saturday, we are live here.
Okay, thank you very much, my co-MC. That's Aka Arnold. That's how we always run the show. It's called the Youth Connect. Meanwhile, let me talk to my sister, the female youth counselor in the house today. May you actually have your last words for the viewers.
Thank you so much, Aban, and I thank everyone who has been on the show. Thanks for watching and sharing with us your ideas. Brown, the last word which I would say, since it has been all about the youth, and we are encouraging them and mobilizing them to turn up for the event on 14th, I urge you to all attend. But this is just a special message, more especially for this month. As we know, this month we always commemorate the World AIDS Day. It was on 1st December. I would want to tell the youth, just like Jackson, how he told us that he was conversing with a lady who didn't know about the emergency pills. There is also youth who doesn't know about PEP. More especially girls and boys, we always mess up outside there. But just to know that is not the end of the world. You can still save your life from contracting the HIV virus. Within those 72 hours, just run to the hospital when you know that you've messed up, and you get PEP. Those tabs, you take them for 1 month and you'll be rid of HIV. It will not infect you. So just know that, and if you want more information, you can go to the nearest health center, and we see how we can curb the spread of HIV virus. Otherwise, I greet you all and I wish you a very, very good weekend, and thanks for watching. I remain Ayebale Evelyn, the District Female Youth Councillor. Thank you.
District Female Councillor Ayebale Evelyn, and actually I appreciate you for being part of the show one more time. And actually she have gotten some good message for the viewers, all my colleagues that are outside there, that HIV is real. Meanwhile, let's take care as we're moving outside there. In case you mess up, actually run to a clinic or LS facility nearby your place and actually share what you've gone through, so that we can actually also hit the target in 2030 of stopping HIV in Uganda. Meanwhile, my brother, the male youth councillor, Mr. Jackson, I implore you to have your last remarks to the viewers, and then we sign out of here.
Thank you very much. I just want to say, all youth, Masindi, wherever you are, irrespective of the level that you are on, irrespective of the title, attend on 14th. You will go back appreciating, because you have a lot of information to be given to you. You know, we are the youth that are supposed to organize our fellow youth, and indeed we want them to organize. We are going to be on a topic accelerating from COVID-19, the role of the youth. Please come and get information. Be informed. You see, they say information is power. I remain Jackson Mboneraho, the male youth councillor, Masindi Municipality, welcoming all the youth in the entire district. Come 14th, Thursday next week. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mr. Jackson, the male youth councillor, Masindi District. We appreciate you for your contribution on this actually beautiful show. And to wrap up, what we have actually discussed in this beautiful moment is that we have talked on a couple of things, and our fellow colleagues in the house have actually tried to guide us on how we can actually go with our students or our youth that are in the community and actually feel productive active. Actually, they keep active in the community to avoid that kind of disasters that may come about. And one more time, they've reminded you that on 14th day of this very beautiful month, before we even commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, we have our day as you. So meanwhile, we implore you to come and join us. It will be at Boma Grounds. So we have a couple of events that will be there. So in other words, if you have a talent, please don't hesitate to come. We shall be waiting for you, and we'll be glad to see you in a big number. Wherever's been tuned to Elcom TV, thanks very much for your time. Thanks for your data and everything to always love our show. I've been Urban Brown, your host of this beautiful show. Let's link up next week into the very beautiful show as actually the very beautiful show. I am out of here, and let's get up next week. Catch up.